So, I initially was going to stream this, but I'm just going to record it because I'll be honest, I'm tired of trying to figure out technical difficulties in the middle of me playing my game. Like, because once I'm in the zone, I'm in the zone. So, here we go. Oh, what do I want to play? Uh, let's go with a new home. I haven't played this scenario in like forever, and I don't even know if I can still. I think I like beat it once, maybe twice. Um, but yeah, if you haven't played FrostPunk, you should absolutely play FrostPunk. But only if you like the resource building games, because otherwise they're just kind of pointless. You're probably going to get stressed. So if you like to gamify your stress, then hey, let's go. All right, so FrostPunk. So this particular scenario, you start with a generator, you start with a bunch of homeless people, and you're in a crater. And fight the coal. So the first goal is to stockpile your coal and start the generator, right? I mean, seems easy enough, right? Sure. So, let's see. I have 80 people. I have a handful of resources that are okay, but let's go with this. We're going to send 15 people there. And we're going to grab some wood, because who doesn't want some wood? Heh. Alright, I'm not a guy. I guess that joke doesn't hit, but whatever. I don't care. I hang out with enough guys. Whatevs. Alright, so just trying to think about my placement, because placement in these types of games is really, really important. More important than you would think, actually. So I have 2 coal mines that are going to be here. I have a wall drill that'll be there. Another coal source. There should be a steel source here somewhere. Wall mount. Yep, there they go. Steel sources. Cool. I'm going to build in the direction of the steel sources, because they are, well, one, this direction is not completely terrible, but two, the goal is to basically optimize my map, right? You'd think that, okay, cool. But now that we're out of wood, I'll go ahead and let the game start. One of the things that I really, really appreciate about this game is just the ridiculous amount of detail. Like, you click on somebody, they have no home. This is their spouse. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. Their spouse also has no home. I mean, obviously, they don't. Anyway, 80 people need a house. So, anything that is a resource that is not grouped with another resource, I typically try to send people to go grab things, mainly because it's easier that way. And I will let the engineers go grab this little bit. Mainly, the goal is to get the coal running, to get everything optimized enough so that way, at the very least, if they're going to be alone and cold, they're less cold if there's a generator actually running. So, here's your generator. You use steam level 1, you temperature overlay. You can see that right now, everybody is chilly, except for these people. They're actually pretty comfortable. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the generator started. Essentially, you need 6 coal to turn the steam level on, and it runs at a rate of 6 an hour. So ideally, the coal that's collected for the day should be enough to be able to withstand any type of issues, at least overnight, while the temperature is only -4. And if you look over here, the temperature will drop significantly 2 levels. So you pretty much have like 3 days to get everybody housed. The next thing that I want to do is start getting a food source going. The food sources are also important, but right now I have 100 raw food, so which means I can get a cookhouse going, and I'm gonna just sit that right there. Sometimes, depending on what your goals are, you can aim to have all of your stuff like right on the. Who's at my door? Even though I can look outside the door, I'm gonna look on the camera because I don't want to have to go peek and see, let people know that I'm actually home and available to talk. Okay, nobody's at my door. That's so fucking weird. I thought I heard the thing. Anyway, cool. I don't have to avoid people. Wonderful. All right, so got my cookhouse going. I still have 50 people that are homeless. Each tent is about 10 wood. So, essentially what I'm going to get done is wait until about, I think it's like 1600 or 1800 where they stop working. So whatever wood is available after 1600 or 1800, then that's going to be essentially what I'm going to go out and sit out. But because I also want hunters to go out, I'm going to go ahead and build a hunter's hut. And while it depleted my wood source, I would rather deal with cold people than hungry people. Let's be honest. Would you rather deal with the cold or would you rather deal with being hungry? Personally, I would prefer not to miss a meal. But that's just me. I mean, I am a little chunky, so. All right, so I honestly don't normally play at this speed, but since I'm recording, I figured, why not? So, next set of houses. Ideally, I'll have enough wood to. Nope. So, whenever you put houses outside of the outer ring, you have to create roads or walkways or sidewalks or whatever. And while I typically try to keep that to a minimum, I also understand that there's going to be food sources that I'm going to place around here just to make sure that, people are good. Because ultimately, if you keep people content, so you see this whole discontent thing, you keep people content, you're typically good. Let's speed this up a bit. All right, so we have 7 wood after the free time starts. So it's like, okay, cool. All right, 40 people need places. I have 5 people that can go out. And actually, I should probably reassign those 5 people. Put them in the cookhouse. Now, I have laws that I can sign. So the question is, do I want to start off with emergency shift? Do I want to go the route of child labor? Do I want to go with... What do I want to go with? Well, rumor has it the children yearn for the mines. So we're going to go with child labor. That is not reflective of how I feel about society as a whole in real life, but for the game purposes, I have to make sure that I explicitly state that this is for FrostPunk only. I mean, my opinion, people shouldn't have to work until they're 18. But this is not that discussion. We're talking about FrostPunk. And the children, they do yearn for the mines. Or at the very least, the coal piles. So now that I have an expanded resource of work available, now I have 15 people that I can assign to those things. But on a weird morality level, I like to assign any children in the game to hothouses or cookhouses or house of healing if I go the religious route. I don't know which route I'm going to go just yet, but considering that there will be a labor shortage in probably 10 days, I may as well go ahead and jump ahead of that right now. So the details though in this game is ridiculous. Like, you see people, they're warming up by the fire, and eventually you're gonna see them like lay down and actually go to sleep. Like, the detailing is so wild. I love it. I think that's probably why I play this game so much, is because even though it's just, it's a game, but it's those little small details that actually matter. Okay, cool. So workers right now, they're staying home, close this time of day, so they still have a couple hours. speed this up because I can't do anything that's productive. All right, cool. So right now, the next goal is to establish a little bit more housing, but at some point I'm going to actually have to establish a workshop. Actually, I should do that now. Workshop. So your workshops are not very climate dependent, fortunately. So I figure the workshop back here would be a good start, because what I want to do is place one of my healing or medical places like about right here. This is one of those games that's kind of like if you ever had any interest in civil engineering or resource management or literally anything, this is the game for you. If you are an undercover control freak, I'm not, but if you are, this is one of those things that you could absolutely play and thoroughly enjoy. But as said before, everything has to be connected to the thing. So now that that can operate, I'm going to move forward. I'm going to fast speed this up just a little bit because I don't really want to wait till all these people get what they need. So I do need to open up a medical post. So I think I'm going to throw that right there. Like, you play this game long enough, you can just start fitting things in just all sorts of places and just semi pre-planning for a lot of things. Oh, I have 10 workers available. They are now workers. The coal piles might be too much. Everybody has 15. I'll just send them over here for now. They'll be fine. Nobody should lose a limb at this point in the game. The things that you can say in this game that you can't say out in the real world is astonishing. But because people are not pissed off, I'm going to go ahead and set the emergency shift. Using discontent as currency is going to be your best bet for this game. Like, there is nothing better than micromanaging people being pissed at you. I know that is such a, again, the phrasing, I know, I get it, but all right, now they're starting to complain. I'll provide some shelter. I don't want to say that I'm going to provide every shelter because right now we're in that free time of day. So let's go with tent. And now is the winter of our discontent. All right, cool. So I have 2 more housing things that are jumping up. Cool. Now the reality is that providing housing for half of your citizens, that's just going to be a thing. Realistically, I'm going to be able to provide housing for everybody. It's just right now, it's just not a thing. Oh, I guess I need engineers. So where did I put my engineers? I don't like the whole idea of micromanaging. I guess I'll just flush engineers out of this thing. So let's go. No engineers, but here, there's 15 workers. Engineers can only work at workshops. They can also only work at medical places. So unfortunately, they are a finite resource. Workers, on the other hand, I really shouldn't have to say it. All right, so the first things first, we are going to research nothing because I have no wood. Neat. But honestly, the first thing that I'm going to go with is beacon. The faster you can get people out in the world to go explore things, the faster you can find other survivors, and you also can collect resources that have been abandoned from whatever source. I know. So excited. I think that this gameplay I'm going to limit it to just recording. So I'm going to actually go and save the game. Here, let's give it a new name. New save file. Save. And we're going to name it the YouTubes. Alright. Resume. Only because I I have so many of these different games that I play, and I'm like, I need to make sure I actually know to not overwrite this game, because I'm real quick about quitting a map and restarting because something was not perfect, and I'm okay with it. Because I mean, how many other instances in life where you can just say, you know what, clear the table. It's time to start over. All right, well, let's get everybody housed. We're gonna get to a stopping point because, I need to make sure that the people are housed and they're getting the help and medical attention that they need and all of this fun stuff. Um, the game automatically slows itself down around 5 a.m., and that's typically when people are awake and they're moving around. So it's simply saying, hey, these are things you need to probably pay attention to. Like right now, it's like sick absences. Basically, it's saying that your people are your resources are going to be down for a bit. So, don't expect much. And that's fine. Perfectly fine. I mean, if I had to go to work in -4 degrees, I would probably just be sick too. I mean, let's be honest. I'm from the South. Anything below like 30, and I'm like, done. Oh, I have 3 notifications. Family torn apart. She didn't reach city, so she wants to go on a search. I can do that. One person less in the city, that's one person less to feed. Alright, resources shortage. Extending working hours. So one of the key things about this game is that you never, ever, ever, ever want to give people everything they want, because people just don't know better. I mean, I think this is a good stopping point.